My name is Monty Sullivan. I'm president of the Louisiana Community and Technical College System. Our colleges are 12 two-year colleges in 53 of the 64 parishes, serving the people and the workforce needs all across Louisiana. It's about how you lift people. It's about how people go from where they are in life to see the dream that they've set for themselves and for their families. That's what two-year colleges are really about. For many, many years, Louisiana had institutions that moved from two-year status to four-year status. And as a result of that, it wasn't until 1999 that we were able to put together the collection of two-year colleges, as Mike Foster would say, to meet the state's workforce demand, to be the economic driver of the people of Louisiana. That's the two-year college mission.
The technical colleges were under the Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. In addition to that, there were a handful of community colleges, and then the vote that happened in October of 1998 that was a 65% yes to make a community and technical college system. So it was genuinely an exciting time, but definitely a storming, forming, and norming of what we see today.
The whole transition was pretty rough. We were getting schools from different systems, different policies, different ways of doing business, different management styles, and trying to bring them all into one environment. We're saving the state literally millions and millions of dollars by doing things centrally. And by doing that, we recognize a lot of savings that they in turn can then reinvest into their mission, which is instruction, learning, workforce development.
That was a huge undertaking, and I think really set the stage for the growth we've seen in the past few years. Certainly the facility improvements and the new buildings. I think that has completely been a game changer in terms of the perceptions of what we do and who we are in the state.
One of the biggest challenges we have in community and technical colleges, not just in Louisiana, but nationally, is this stigma. The stigma that we are not as good as the 4 years. We are not as deserving when it comes to funding as the 4 years. And so we've done a really great job, and it starts with leadership, of telling the story of the value proposition that community and technical colleges provide to people, to communities, and to industry. We are in the workforce development business, and when we put people to work, that is the impact that we have on this state.
For every dollar that the legislature and the state taxpayers put into or invest in the community colleges, that dollar comes back to the state upon graduation. That graduating cohort generates taxes back to the state equal to what the state puts in. This is a money-making machine for the state. And that money comes back again next year when you have another class graduating. It begins to create revenue, it begins to create profitability. Now you got people you're upskilling who are more productive, or doing better, who are doing more for their families, doing more for their communities. So I think it's successful across the state.
There are many adults, around 400,000, who are undereducated. So if we can afford them those opportunities to be a better and more productive citizen and actually get a better paying job, then we're doing our job. And so I think that plays a significant role, particularly today when the whole focus is two words you hear all the time: workforce development, workforce development. We have the opportunity to expedite that process for people, whether they're in a different profession and they just need a real quick course to be certified, we can do that.
Today, we're a different organization than we were in 1999. And those milestones along the way are marked not by the creations of colleges or not by the reputation of colleges, but it's created instead by the people we've lifted, by the people that we've helped raise out of difficult circumstances right here in Louisiana, to be able to take care of themselves and their families, and to have the pride that comes from an honest day's work and an honest day's pay.
You're taking somebody from $50,000 a year and you're getting them up to 75, 80, that's a life-changing experience. Oftentimes leads to a job where not only you get a bump in salary, but your benefits, you end up with a job where you have health care, where you have 401k.
That's what's really neat about the work we get to do every day is to be with a student along their journey, meet them where they are, and help them get to where they want to go. And a lot of that is done by these partnerships that we have, and making sure that we connect all of those dots.
The foundation has been instrumental in helping in some cases with staff development. They're just constantly providing for unmet needs of our community technical colleges that for one reason or another, public funding is not available.
So much of what we do is going out into the community and listening to what those community needs are and then asking for help. We do commend our private citizens as well as our businesses who contribute large sums of money to help us help students who are in need.
We've been the leader in that space. We've always been the leader in that space. Business and industry partners invest in our colleges. They invest in our colleges in ways such as providing us with the latest and greatest equipment so that our students can learn on that latest and greatest equipment. Our industry partners invest in sending their employees back to us to be retrained, reskilled, retooled.
And when you get involved in this system, when you agree to say, hey, I want to volunteer, how can I do it? Where can I do it? How can I do it as a business? Yeah, you can write a check. Go teach a class. Go sit in a class. Go meet some of these people. I promise you, in this system, you are going to get more than you put into it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And it's the best feeling ever.
I know of no other population that has greater rewards than working as an instructor or an administrator in providing opportunities for people to be able to provide for themselves and those that depend upon them. Everywhere I go, I hear from those former students and the successes that they enjoy daily. There's no greater reward in any occupation. That's one thing that keeps me going.
Having lived in the position that is a young person without much in the way of a direction or a hope, holding on to that and knowing that I had a responsibility to other people, to use that fire within me to ensure that other people had a hand up, that's what got me into education.
I think education overall is heading in a direction where we have to be more nimble. We have to truly begin to meet people where they are. We have to find a way, and we will find a way, to be all things to all people, including our students and our faculty and our staff.
When we look back on 25 years of LCTCS, I see a very bright future. And because of that, it's because we live by the motto of changing lives and creating futures. We will stand on the shoulders of the leaders and the initiatives that have made us a premier system within the United States. And as we continue to expand our scope and our reach, the next 25 years will be even brighter.
The future is most definitely bright. The Louisiana Community and Technical College system is the vibe. It is what is keeping this state afloat. When entities think of relocating to the state of Louisiana, they look to Louisiana Community and Technical College system for its workforce. When entities that remain in the state of Louisiana, they look to us to provide that trained workforce. Is the future bright? Most definitely the future is bright.
It's been 25 years, but we're not done by any means. It's something that we will always be doing because business and industry is always changing. We have to keep up with them, and we will.
Happy anniversary to the LCTCS for 25 years of serving the people of Louisiana.